Okay, what I'm going over with you today is the project that you guys are going to um, begin. The due date on here is wrong, so I will change that. You guys will have 3 class meetings to get this completed, so you will have this class meeting plus 2 more. Um, but what I want to go over with you is what is expected here. You are going to create a web page using HTML, and this has to do with some of your favorite things. So what you'll do is you will use TextEdit to create a web page about your favorites, and I want you to follow these instructions. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a folder on your desktop. You're going to put your name underscore favorites. Don't put any spaces in it. You can see the one that I have here, Jennifer's underscore favorites. Some things that you're going to need to do on your web page is you're going to need to change the background color to your favorite color. Now, keep in mind you're going to refer back to these tutorials that you guys have worked through to be able to do all of these things. And some of you probably have caught on to it pretty quickly or maybe more familiar with it. But one thing you'll need to do is change the background color to your favorite color. You're going to have 4 different sections on your web page. In your first section, you're going to put your name on there, and you're going to use the largest heading, which would be the H1. In that section, below your heading, you're going to include a picture of yourself, and you're going to add a paragraph with at least 3 sentences in there introducing yourself. You can include information like the grade that you're currently in, any extracurricular activities that you're involved in, and then, of course, anything else that you would like to include. I mean, you're not just limited to that information. You can include what you want to in there. Section 2, you're going to type what your favorite hobby is. So if your favorite hobby is shopping, or maybe, I know some of you like playing Fortnite, maybe you put that and include that in the heading. Then include an image of that below your heading, and then a link to the hobby. If it's shopping, it could be a link to your favorite store, or a link to a website of your favorite game. So you would need to have that in section 2. Section 3 is going to include your favorite restaurant. So you'll type the name of that restaurant in and use one of the headings. And you can use heading 1 or you can use heading 2. I mean, it depends on the heading size that you want for those different sections. Include below the heading an image. So you could do an image from your, like the logo of your favorite restaurant, and then a link to their website. So let's say if it's McAllister's, you could include a link to maybe the menu at McAllister's or just the McAllister's website. That's just an example. All right, and then section 4, this would not, it's not your friends. I need to change that. It's going to be your favorite celebrity, and I'll go ahead and change that now. So it is going to be your favorite celebrity. All right, so let me take that off of there. So your favorite celebrity, and you're going to include the name in a heading. You will also include an image of that particular celebrity, and make sure that it's a school appropriate image. We don't need, someone in a bikini or with their shirt off or anything like that, showing off their muscles or whatever. So make sure that it's a school appropriate picture. That includes any of these images. All right, other things that need to be included. You will need to include a horizontal line that separates each of these sections. Again, this is information that you have learned through the tutorials. And be sure to refer back to them if you need to. And that's what I put down here at the bottom. Be sure to use the HTML tutorials and your knowledge learned from them to create the web page, and I added the link. So the horizontal lines. Use italics somewhere on your web page. You decide where you want to do that. You could add it in your headings. Same with bold. Use it somewhere on your web page. Center. Use it somewhere on your web page. You may want to center your headings or your images. or all of it. So you decide where you want to use the center. Change the color of the words. Use it somewhere on your web page. And then add address tags to the bottom of your web page, like create by and then your name. Again, that should be something that was covered in your tutorials there. And again, you're working on this over like 3 class meetings. So I'll have the due date on there for you guys so you'll know when it is due. But you will work on this. You'll begin working on this today. All right, there is a rubric that is attached that you can see how the assignment or the project will be graded. Once you are completely done with everything, you'll get a jump drive from me to save your project folder, because everything will go in this project folder that you're using for this. Your HTML text edit and your all of your images that you are using in here. I want you to also take a screenshot of your text edit HTML document and submit it in this Canvas assignment. So let's take a look real quick as far as with text edit, and we'll get that open. Start it off where you just copy, like from your tutorial, just copy that in there, and you can go in and edit from there. Like you can put in your name. You can add that paragraph. Below that, you could add your image. And one thing about images, make sure that when you're saving them to your folder, you're saving them correctly. All right, and as far as images, if you want to copy this and put this under your heading there, then what you can do is whatever your image is, and let's say this is the image that I use. Now, I'm going to need to put that in my folder. And why don't we go ahead and do that? And put this in the folder. If we want to get info on it to make sure we know, like this is a PNG. And what we can do is put Jennifer_Green, because that was the name of my file, and it's .png. All right, we could put in here, I could put my name, or what we can do, rather than putting that, we can delete that alternative text all the way around. We can leave the size if you want to. You can adjust that as you get it in there. And then, of course, my paragraph here, that would be the information that I type about myself. All right, so let's save that. And typically, we would save this as index, and I know we saved one as index before, but let's just save it as favorites_index.html. All right, and we can save that to desktop, and we can just drag that over. And then, of course, remember, we go to our browser, and we can do File Open. I can go to my desktop. And find, my Jennifer's Favorites, my Favorites index, and I can open that. Now it looks like I put one too many G's on here, so that may be why my picture's not showing up. And sometimes you kind of have to go back and troubleshoot. So with this, I'm going to do File Save. You got to make sure you're clicking on it and File Save. And then come back here, and we want to refresh. And now we can see that that pops up. All right, so if I decided I wanted to change my width and my height, remember I could go in here and let's say I wanted the height to be maybe 200 and I wanted the width to be 200. You can kind of play around with that and change it. So again, any changes you make here, you're going to do File, Save. All right, and then we're going to refresh, and you can see how it changes. All right, and then all of the other stuff you will just continue to add to this. All right, so let's say I've closed out of it and I need to get back in it. All right, what I'm going to do is go back to HTML, but I'm not going to double click on it because it's just going to open it in the browser. I want to right click and tell it to open with text edit so I can continue to edit that. Make sure you're saving your work. My suggestion would be find all the images that you want to use first and save those in your folder. Then you can go and add your different all the different code on there. And again, you'll have 3 class meetings to get this completed.